Hey guys, it has been a while, but I am back again bringing you another black and white Pokemon upgrade, this time for the awesome bug type Dustox. So let's get started. So first off, if you don't know already, Dustox's typing is that of bug poison, which in my opinion is pretty awesome because of the 4 times resistance to fighting and grass, which I find to be very useful, especially for the fighting portion since fighting types are everywhere in competitive battling. But a lot of people would argue that it is kind of bad just because it is a bug type, so that means it's going to be taking extra damage from Stealth Rock, but in my opinion it really doesn't hinder it that much. As for its abilities though, the first one that I got previously is still the best ability that it has, which is known as Shield Dust, which is a awesome ability that makes it so that secondary effects will never occur, such as like flinching as like a side effect of Air Slash. You'll never get flinched because of Shield Dust. And the same thing goes for other moves that have like a chance to paralyze or burn you, like Body Slam or Flamethrower or something like that. Those chances of those happening will be zero when you have the ability Shield Dust, which is really awesome for Dustox. But as for its Dream World ability, Compound Eyes, it's not really useful on Dustox at all because even though Compound Eyes does boost your accuracy by 30%, Dustox doesn't have any moves that are below 90% accuracy, so it's not really going to help you at all, and plus Shield Dust is just an awesome ability to begin with, so I would always go with that one. As for the stats, you can see that Dustox has pretty mediocre stats when compared to like some of the other more powerful Pokemon, but it actually can do a lot with them this generation in the way that I created the set that I'm going to show for you today. But as you see, 60 HP is not that much, 50 attack and special attack really isn't that great, but its defenses are actually pretty good and workable. 70 physical defense may not seem like a lot, but maxing out in EVs will definitely help this thing out a lot and allow it to take a lot of physical hits. And for the 90 special defense, that was probably Dustox's best stat. Actually, it is. And it can really take special hits really well, especially if you're using, the set that I'm going to show you. And the 65 speed is okay. You're not really going to be using it to be fast or anything, but it's still nice to know that it can outspeed some slower Pokemon. But with that, we're going to be going to the set that I have for you today. So first off for this set, we're going to be giving Dustox a bold nature to increase its physical defense and lower its physical attack. And as for the ability, we're going to be going with Shield Dust so that any secondary effects won't occur on any moves that are being used against Dustox, which is great. As for the EVs, we're going to put 240 into HP to give you almost your max HP possible, which will give you 321 HP, which is great because it's a nice odd number to help you survive Stealth Rock switch-ins. As for the EVs for defense, we're going to max that out with 252 to give you your max defense of 262 total, which is great and will help Dustox survive a lot of hits from the physical side. As for the remaining EVs, we're going to be putting 16 into special attack just to give it a little bit more because its special attack isn't great at all. So these 16 EVs will give you 140 special attack, which will be great after one Quiver Dance because it'll be boosted up to 210 and then continuously in increments of 70 every time you use another Quiver Dance. And as for the item, we're going to be going with Black Sludge, or if you want, Leftovers. Both do the same exact thing, but people prefer Black Sludge even because it can be used against trickers, but at the same time, the thing that used Trick to get your Black Sludge can also trick it back onto another Pokemon of yours that isn't a poison type. So it's kind of like a risky thing to have, but I just think Black Sludge looks cooler. As for the moves though, as I said before, we're going to be using Quiver Dance, which is an excellent move that was introduced this gen, which increases your special attack, special defense, and speed by one stage. Now normally, this move is used on special sweepers, but in this case, we're actually going to be using it mainly for the special defense and speed boosts because this is going to be a type of toxic stalling set for Dustox. So with this special defense boost from Quiver Dance, just one Quiver Dance, you're going to be at over 300 special defense, which is great because even though Dustox has excellent special defense to begin with, it'll be boosted even higher, allowing you to take those special hits because of the boosts and also physical hits because of your EV spread, which is great. The speed EVs also help because it will allow you to outspeed other things and allow you to roost or moonlight successfully against them if they're trying to wear you down by attacks. The choice between roost and moonlight basically is dependent upon what kind of team you're running. Roost is usually the better choice because it has more PP than Moonlight does, but it doesn't necessarily need to be used because it doesn't get rid of Dustox's flying typing since it isn't a flying type. But Moonlight would be the preferred set if you're gonna, sorry, preferred move if you're going to be using a Sun team because Moonlight gets a boost in the Sun, recovering 2/3 of your health as opposed to just 1/2. So it really depends on the kind of team you're running. Bug Buzz is there as your only attacking move because it is probably Dustox's best move to use for attacking, unless of course you want to run some type of hidden power that you might think would cover a lot of different options that Bug Buzz can't. But for the purposes of having a nice stab move and being super effective against Grass, Dark, and Psychic, I prefer to have that. And then obviously Toxic is there to allow you to Toxic Stall. So in my opinion though, in using the set, it is very, very useful and effective against a lot of things that maybe try to outstall you in a way, because Dustox is probably one of the best stallers by using the set due to the amount of bulk it can have from the Quiver Dances and the EV spread in defense. So I really, really like using the set, especially in like the lower tiers like NU or RU or whatever. But the great thing about it is that even though the set is really, really bad against steel type Pokemon, there really aren't that many in the lower tiers because most of the good steel types are upper. So you can still toxic a majority of things, and Bug Buzz will still not be that resisted because there won't be really any steel types to take those. This set also does pretty bad against poison types too, but pretty much anything that you can toxic, you will be able to beat. Because actually earlier today I was playing a little bit and I actually toxic stalled a Yanmega, which was really funny because it kept air slashing me and obviously I can't get flinched, and because I had a couple Quiver Dances set up already, I wasn't taking a lot of damage to them due to the special defense boosts. So in my opinion, this is an excellent set if you're going to ever use a Dustox, and I encourage you to, because even though Smogon says this Pokemon is complete crap, I really enjoy it. But that's about it for this video, guys, so take care, and I'm sorry about my log absence, but I hope to be starting up to make more videos in the future. So thank you all for your time, take care, and goodbye.